Okay, so I'm hearing all this talk about productizing yourself. And in case you weren't aware, that business model ain't new. All right. So let me turn you up on some game here. Now, back in 2014, Chris Ducker coined the term youpreneur. I mean, he wrote a whole entire book about it. I will put the link to the book below in the description so you can go check that out on the Amazon. But just to pull the curtains back on this book a little bit, he basically talked about developing a business of you, like YOU, you, and how developing this type of business is going to be a way to future proof your business in the future in coming years. And apparently, he was right. This was during a time during like the beginning of our digital economy where personal brands were hitting the scene, and they were trying to figure out how is this personal brand fitting into entrepreneurship and into business during around this time. So he talked about combining your individual experiences, your expertise, which is basically the knowledge that you have and the things that you learn to love to learn about, combining all of those things along with your personality to create a personal brand, a business of you, aka a one-person business. Now, he believed back then that a youpreneur would attract a loyal following as they are actually pursuing various and changing interests. It wasn't about niching. It wasn't about talking about one topic. It was about them following you because of you as a whole, which is what everybody's saying today, which is now almost a decade later, which is the future, right? So now everybody's talking about ditch the niche, which he was saying a decade ago, basically. And it's just now starting to hit home to some people and it's starting to become popular. As you can see, Google Trends over the last 5 years within the United States has been on an upward trend. Okay. This one person business is really trending right now. But again, it was talked about a decade ago, as well as I'm going to throw up one of my favorite YouTube keyword research tools. As you can see right here, if I search one person business, it has a search volume of over 34,000 searches per month. Now, this concept has become more popular in more recent years due to Naval. Now, I love Naval, right? I mean, I like his philosophy. I like the way he talk. I am digging Naval, right? I like the curiosity behind the man. All right. You can find him on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. In 2018, Naval wrote a tweet storm. Now, in this tweet storm, he laid out everything, right? Basically, how to productize yourself. But he didn't name it that originally. He named it How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky. That's what he named it. And I mean, it went viral. And I'm going to go ahead and put the link to that down below in the description as well for you in case you have X or Twitter or want to go check that out. But like I said in my previous video, that nothing is completely new anymore, guys. Nothing is new anymore. What it is it's taking bits from here and combining it up with just you being you. Your perception, your lens, how you see it, how you understand it. Because let's be real. Sometimes it takes another person to explain something for something to catch on to for somebody else. Not everybody catches on to everybody, right? It's kind of like when we were in school, sometimes you be praying for that specific math teacher because you don't want to be stuck with the math teacher everybody's complaining about that they don't understand, right? They want the math teacher that really can resonate with them. And we all have had that. We all had that teacher that we couldn't grasp. And then we get that one special teacher where it's like, oh, everything they say, I get it. I understand it now. And it's the same concept here, basically, with the one person business and productizing yourself. I mean, you're becoming the niche. I mean, you are the niche. You are the business. Now, there is something to be said about a one person business, okay? Or a business of you while you're building this personal type of brand in this way. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's hard to sell. So you as a business owner or an entrepreneur need to decide which path you want to go on, because if you're productizing yourself and you're building a business of you, you can't acquisition yourself. Okay, that'll be a hard sale if you're looking at building digital assets to sell in the future. So you need to decide about that from the beginning. And that's why you see a lot of people creating niche sites. They might have their personal brand on YouTube or on Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook. They might have their personal brand, but they also might have niche sites, right? That you don't really know about because they tell you about the niche sites, but they don't name them, right? And that's because those are their digital assets that they're building up, not under their personal brand, but under just like a business so that they can sell it in the future. They're investing in their future. And I don't know if you're aware, but niche sites, I mean, when you get a site, it's based off the value of the site, based off the traffic and the ad revenue that's on that site. But let me tell you, them babies can sell for 34 times the amount of money it's making per month ad revenue. I mean, I'm telling you, that's why people are building niche sites, because it's a way to get paid, and it's a long-term investment, but it's better than stocks. Okay, so that's why people invest in them. Just so you know. All right. So I'm looking at my notes right here because I want to keep myself on task. But me personal, if you want my personal intake, I love being a business of one. I love productizing myself. I have so much knowledge that I can give to people. I read a lot. There's a lot I can put out into the world and that I can share with you, because even though you might dig me for me, like, you're going to learn at the same time, right? But I'm not going to lie. It's harder to build momentum when you're productizing yourself, when you're just you. It's hard to build that momentum because you are talking about various things or various topics. So it's hard for things to catch up with that. But I believe it's worth it in the long run because you're building a following, a subscriber base that functions with you and who like you for you. Like, y'all are now virtual internet buddies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand, like, we all have friends, right? But we don't like everything our friends do. Like, sometimes our friends are into some things like me. My best friend is not nothing internet tech savvy at all. But I function with tech all day. But she's still my best friend because we have other things in common, right? But the same thing works on the internet. And though on this channel, I talk about various things, they all work around entrepreneurship, okay? They all work around the digital economy and making money online, right? Basically. So everything is going to involve that, but there's different parts of that. It's niche sites, it's WordPress, it's the mindset, it's different topics, but they're all like have to do with the same type of thing, basically. So, but they connect in different ways because there's different things you can do. E-commerce, Etsy, all kind of stuff, right? So by me doing all those things, I have the expertise in those. I have the experience, and that I can talk about because those are topics that interest me. Philosophy, learning. I'm a perpetual learner. I love to learn new things, and I hope that you love to learn new things too. But that's like what I found to be hard about building or productizing yourself, is because it's harder to build momentum that way. I do believe that you can build a $1 million one-person business. However, there's going to come a time where you're going to need to outsource just to free up your time so you can work on other things that move the business forward. Me personally, I'm already looking into outsourcing for 2024. That's like on my to-do list for Q1. So like, but you're still the main person of the business. You're still a one-person business. And I think overall, you can actually accomplish this. So I teach a lot of different things on this channel too. I teach people how to do things for themselves. I'm for the DIYers because I'm a single mom, and I know sometimes you even though we got money, we got to pay our bills and we got other things to pay. And anything that I can do for myself to free up some money, I'm gonna do for myself, or I'm gonna learn how to do, or if somebody can teach me fast, I'm all for it, right? So that I do. I do low cost stuff that I can just pay for and get the knowledge I need quickly. I also have a newsletter. See, on my newsletter is a whole different side of me. Now, did we talking about if you're looking at productizing yourself, if you're looking at running with this one person business type of situation, I'm giving you experience based on my own personal experience. And that's what I can speak on because I've done it and I know, and I'm still doing it, right? So I'm in the trenches. So I know what I'm saying. So with my newsletter though, that's a whole different side of me. Like on YouTube, you only can see so much of me on YouTube because YouTube, I don't own YouTube and YouTube censors stuff. So therefore, I'm at the mercy of them and I have to stick within their guidelines. I can't be all the way me. I am me. I'm using my own personality, but I do have a more serious potty mouth. I do have self-talk, right? So in her diary, which is the name of my newsletter, her diary, because it's like my diary, that's where I unleash. I mean, I let it go in her diary newsletter, and I be talking to myself. You get to see a whole different side that I really can't reveal on the tube, right? Or I'm going to get banned or something. So I own my email list. I don't own YouTube. And that's why I push for, if anyone who wants to own a business online, I push for them to get an email service provider, because that you own. Because on these platforms, you only can talk about so much. And it might be another side of you that your followers want to know, but you can't really let loose because you're on everybody else's stuff because you don't own it. But when you're on your own email newsletter, you own it, and you can really show more of yourself. And that's where I get a little bit more intimate with my subscribers on that. So the link to join would be below. It's free to do so if you want. If you're not, that's okay too. No hard feelings. But if you found this information helpful to you, if you learned one thing, tell me what you learned below, what made something click. If I did that one thing, I did my job. I am happy for that. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. And check out my last video if you haven't already, because I talk about some serious things that 99% of people aren't doing. And that's why I would just reference that in this video, because it's like on topic. Okay. As usual, love you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.